We have Christine Churchill and Jean and.
Oh, they're in the room? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, Christine, are you able to hear us?
She's
muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Christine.
Hi there. Whoops, I gotta turn my mic off, sorry.
There we go. I just wanted to make sure you're able to hear us and we can hear you if you care to speak at some point. Thank you.
I can hear you great.
Jean Frings is in the room.
Yes, we should. Yes.
Oh, So we, okay. Jean Frings, are you able to hear us?
He's muted.
Just checking with Jean that you're able to hear us.
For conventions.
I just texted him asking if he can. hear us. Hello, Jean Frings. All right, we are at the hour.
Pretty much.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 6 o'clock Mayville Common Council special meeting, Monday, March 4th, 6 p.m. Please take the roll.
Nicholas Laura,
Here.
Nick
Steckel.
Steckel,
Here.
Mike Schmidt,
Here. Quorum is present. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Message. Brings can hear us. Okay, so item 3, citizen comments. Citizen comments are to be kept to a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker unless the chairperson allows an extension of time. Each citizen is to make comments at the podium after stating name and address. Each citizen may comment only one time per public hearing / meeting. Are there any citizen comments?
I'm Kim Olson of 631 Sykes Avenue, and shame on all of you for illegal meetings. So, couple days will tell, this is wrong, and you know it.
Thank you, Kim.
I'm Mark Fox, 913 Green Bay Drive, Mayville. I am right now an unrepresented member of the resident of the community. It's sad what's happening here. Nobody can deny that, what's happening here, especially with 2 participants that have not been showing up. But something happened this past Monday that led me to question something. On Monday, 2 of the participants were here. 2 of the now former alderpersons were here. One took their place at the table, one took their place in the audience. I did not see that personally because I saw it on YouTube, but I wasn't here. My question is this: why wasn't the other person sitting at the table? My concern is that I think the other person realized that if they sat at the table, there would have been a quorum. there would have been a quorum, because there's 3 vacancies. And there was 3 people present. 3 people out of those 3 vacancies, but nobody was there, okay? But we had 3 people that were present, or would have been present, there is today. That can make a quorum, okay, because we have 3 vacancies. That's the way I look at it. But my concern is this, is they intentionally didn't show up to prevent that from happening. They intentionally didn't show to prevent a quorum from happening. Because what happened, let's say they did show up or didn't show up, and we keep going on and on and on and on. Let's say that this changeover did not occur, that these new people, thank you, did not come in to take the spot, but it did not happen. We would go on and on and on, arguing, and they would keep staying away, until after the election. Now, who knows what's gonna happen in the election in April? None of us do. But the thing is that, are they gonna suddenly show up, let's say their side wins, and they show up here at the meetings starting after the new election is over with? Are they gonna claim they can have a quorum now? No, because you still gotta put the other alderpersons in yet. You know, a quorum is needed to put the other people, the other 3 people in. So they're saying now this is illegal, not a quorum. That's what they're saying. This is not a quorum. You know, the 3 of them were sitting here, Mike, who's been at every meeting, and then the 2 of them who came to these 2 meetings, who came to this meeting, if they were sitting right here along with Mike, that's not a quorum according to them. But they're gonna have to seat new people, so how are they gonna do that? They can't, because you need a quorum then, according to them, to seat these new people. That's the way I understand it. So we were just going on and on and on and on and on, with 3 people, myself, being unrepresented, because of the fact that they claim it's not a quorum. But I really think if you look close, these 3 right here, with a vacancy of 3, this gives them a quorum, because the vacancies don't count as existing. There's 3 people representing us, those other 2. I mean, granted, they don't represent me as a whole, I mean, as a resident of their community, of their district, but believe me, they do represent me when they start making statements and making plans and doing things in the city. That affects me. So all I can say is this, if they say this is an illegal quorum, then they themselves would have been guilty if they sat down here 2, 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now, maybe, if the other side wins, their side wins, and we got different mayors sitting up there, and they come back here and sit down here, there'd only be 3 people. How are they gonna get those other 3 vacancies filled unless they have a quorum? Well, they can't, because there's not a quorum. So we'd have to wait until next year when there's elections or somebody puts their name in and says, I'll write in, because they got this council, if we remember right, when Joe Tillman and a few others came along, they got voted in by this council as a quorum to take those 2 seats that were vacant. I hope it made sense. Thank you.
Mr. Fox. Are there any other citizen comments? Seeing as there are no additional citizen comments, we will move on to item number 4, new business. First item. Discuss with possible action the addition of alders to the common council for wards 1, 2, and 4. The outcome will result in voting to add new members to the council. And as a matter to an effective way of addressing any questions as it relates to quorum, what we will be doing is we will be giving consideration to each of the interested parties for the open seats. Should they be elected by the common council to be on the council, we will swear the first alder in immediately, ask them to come take a seat at the table, and then the second seat, we will do the same. And at the end of the meeting tonight, we will have a council of 6 full members in good standing, and we're going to focus on the important business that can no longer be delayed inside the city limits. So with that, we have we'll start with Ward 1. In your packet, you have information related to, and Tony, thank you for your persistence. This is your fourth effort in being here. Thank you for that. Tony DeBaker has submitted an application and letter of interest to the city of Mayville, indicating his interest in serving on the common council for Ward 1. If you would like, you don't have to, but if you'd like to come up to the podium and provide a comment or statement, you certainly can, or if you would like to just field questions from the council, you may.
I just want to let you know that I'm here because the city put out a call for citizens that they need older people, and I answered the phone. Any questions?
How long have you lived in the city of Naval?
12 and a half years.
Why would you like to be in over there? Do you have a particular reason?
Just the need from the city. Stepping forward to offer my time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. As there are no other candidates that have come forward with a letter of interest and application to serve as the alderperson for Ward 1, it would be appropriate then to field a motion to nominate and approve Tony DeBaker to serve as alderman for Ward 1.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Lowenthal, second by Schmidt. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimously. Let's swear in Tony DeBaker.
I, Anthony Baker, having been elected as an alderperson from the first ward of the city of Mayville, effective March 4th, 2024, swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin, and the ordinances of the city of Mayville, and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Ward 1 will sit immediately to my right. And then the mayor. Here's your packet. Sure. And then if you would please just reflect in the minutes that Alderman Baker is now present. Okay, next ward is Ward 2. We have two individuals, residents within Ward 2 that have submitted letters of interest and applications. Those include Keith Lodahl and Brock Fleischer. And if either of you would care to step up to the podium and just introduce yourself and make a comment, you certainly may.
Hey guys, I'm Brock Fleischer, City of Mayville resident, and I don't like, the elephant in the room is all the politics and all the BS, and I don't like anything. I know most people would claim to say that. I actually don't know even much about it, and I'm happy with that. I'm interested in doing city business, getting stuff done that needs to be done, and then people can go home and, pitch to whoever else they need to. I'm not interested in it, so I would like to get things rolling again, get us going good again. We have a black eye out there online and everywhere else with all the stupid stuff people say. I don't like it, and I would like this at least to be functioning properly. So I would be happy to fill in here for a little bit and see if we'll see if we can make Mayville great again. Any questions for me?
Have you ever served on the council?
I'm on the planning commission.
Oh, cool.
And I'm the president of Rotary, and I do lots of stuff. I'm a realtor in the area, and the biggest realtor in Mayville, so I do lots of transactions, lots of people, and lots of problems with lots of different things that we have to fix and do, so.
Thank you for coming down.
Sure.
Thank you, Brock. Keith?
I agree with everything he said. But I also have an agenda. You know, I've watched in this May for the last year, the decorum on the council has gone to pot. And, there have been a lot of opportunities that Mayville has had that we couldn't take advantage of because of the way people were acting. I don't know. I mean, hand these out. I don't know if you have a copy of this or not. This is basically, I'm running as a write-in in the second ward to replace the spot that was opened by Joe Tillman's resignation. And in order to do that, I came up with some things that I felt needed to be done. Obviously, these things can't be done in the next few weeks as a fill-in. But I would hope that if things go well and I get elected, that I'll have an opportunity to work on some or all of this. The first one is, I was appalled to see the condition of Mayville's finances when it came to light what had happened in the past and as things started to get fixed. I know that Tony and through his hard work and a consultant that we have hired through the city, that things are in much better shape now. But one of the things I used to do when I was working for a living is I worked with companies to get systems in place so that that wouldn't happen again. And I think the city needs to start taking a look at having things systematic in every position, daily work, standard work that they do in order to make sure that things get done, be done. I'd like to help with that as a council. As I mentioned before, the city council meeting is deteriorated and sometimes virtually with shouting match. We can't have that. I know when a year ago when I applied for the position of Ward 2 Alderman, at the time I talked to some people. I didn't get it. That was when Joe Tillman got it. And at that time, I talked to some folks about it's time for us to consider having a code of ethics, code of conduct for elected officials. And I did some research on that and I shared it with some. I was told it didn't need to happen because everyone was an adult looking at such childish behavior over here. I think it's important that we really take a hard look at this and come up with something that people can be held to and standards for them, behavior towards one another, behavior towards citizens, behavior towards city employees, behavior towards community officials, and virtually everyone, behavior towards the media. We need to have some standards of how we're going to behave. And I think that's something we need to work on. You know, I think our city employees are the most important asset that we have as a community. I think we need to make sure that we take care of them. They need to have sufficient compensation and a proper workload. So some folks are being worked to death. And we need to make sure we don't do that. We need to make sure that we have adequate work. They need to have a full day's work. And we need to be frugal in how we're spending money, no doubt about it. But we're not frugal if we don't take care of them and we don't keep them. The good folks need to be kept, and we need to work on that. I've watched over the last few years a lot of the city's infrastructure starting to deteriorate. We have some problems with roads. I think anybody who drives in Mayville can see that. We need to look at that. If you go into our parks, especially our older parks, a lot of the playground equipment is to the point where it's very close to being dangerous. Sherry Davis on the internet was talking about this, so I went out and looked, and she's right. You've got things that are ready to fall apart, and we want to make sure we get that fixed before we hurt some kids and that sort of thing in our parks. So that's just one example of what we had during budgeting. We had department heads that came and talked about how bad some of their equipment was. We've had to take care of it. And I've seen some of it firsthand. I'm on the Water Wastewater Commission now. And through that, we've been able to replace some of the very old, worn out infrastructure. And we're looking at taking care of some big things on that too. But as a city, we need to, like I said before, we need to be frugal. We need to take care of our money, but we also need to take care of business and get stuff fixed. What I served on a short-lived committee that Mayor Ginn put together for communications. When I got into that and started looking around, peeled back the skin, so to speak, and saw we've got a lot of old technology. For example, our webpage. If I look at cities around us, some people have some extremely interactive web pages. Web pages that only takes a few mouse clicks to get where you need to go. It has all the information you're going to need. We need to get there. And it also needs to be made so it works just as well on a cell phone or a tablet as it does on the computer. The one we have now does not. And that's only a piece of it. The city made some good decisions here recently on having some meeting management software installed. I don't know, that's still in the process of installation, isn't it?
It is.
It's critical that that continues with that. We need to amplify that sort of thing. So a lot of things that are, people have to come to City Hall and pay now could be paid over the internet. And we need to make sure that that's taken care of so people can do that. That's the way people do these days. I don't know, is that enough? That's pretty much what I'd like to see us working on for the next year after this. And so, and I've lived in town for 49 years. So I've been around a while here too. I was an alderman once before. I've served on lots of boards and commissions. So I've been kind of on the outskirts of the city. I worked out of town for a number of years and kind of disconnected during that time. I was working very hard to make sure I had enough money so I could retire. And now that I am retired, I've been retired for 7 years and I want to get back in, put something back into the community. Any questions?
Sounds great to me.
You got any questions, Nick?
Pretty well covered.
Okay. My boy.
Thank you, Brock, both of you, for your willingness to serve. I'll let council deliberate, nominate, make a motion.
How do you choose between two great candidates? I mean, that's hard. I think we work with different schools.
The Ward 2. They're both in Ward 2.
I always seem to come up against somebody tough, you know what I mean?
I'll nominate Keith. Well, I made one mistake 7 months ago. And I couldn't make it again.
Nomination has been made for Keith Lodahl. Is there a second?
I have a line asking a question or not?
I will certainly ask question.
You know, Brock, based on what you've heard, you know, you're hearing commercial real estate. And the only thing that's coming to my mind is we've got 2 excellent candidates. One with some bandwidth to spare, and the gentleman's retired as I am. And you've got, you know, this would be adding to your workload, so you don't want to, you know, it's not like picking, oh, this guy's great, this guy isn't great, right? It's just based on what you've heard. I mean, you're stepping forward. You have a pretty full plate, I would imagine, especially in your line of work, you know, where you're on call all the time.
Well, and that's why I am on call all the time, and so I'm always on the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the phone last night at 10 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
That's just what I do.
Yeah.
So, and while I'm driving to my next appointment, I call the other guy back.
Mhm.
So that's just kind of the life I live in. Probably can relate to, not picking on you at all, but yourself when you were younger, when you're driving, you know, you can just do more. You know,
Yeah.
eventually I won't be able to do more, you know, but today I can. So, but I'm good with whatever you guys decide here. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about any hard feelings on my end. 'Cause you're right, I do have enough stuff to do if I wanted to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, we've got 2 people expressing interest in this ward, which is great. So yeah, there doesn't have to be any hard feelings or anything like that. I mean, that's all I'm seeing is somebody with some bandwidth just because you're retired and somebody with a full plate.
Yep.
Any other thoughts?
The biggest reason why I think I could do good here is because I'm actually in the trenches every day. Like you said, I'm talking to 100 people a day.
Mhm.
Not 100 people. a day, That's
Yeah, but
But, you know, I'm talking to people on everything. They're police officers, they're nurses, they're city workers, they're, you know, ditch diggers, they're, you know, restaurateurs, they're everything. I deal with everybody. And along with that comes all sorts of different little problems and kinks and things that I learned along the way. And so dealing with people and getting all this stuff to get it up and running and back to fruition, I think I could be really helpful for. But you're right, Keith sounds like he's got a great resume there as well.
well, that's all I need is no hard feelings and there's 2 great candidates. And that's really, I don't know either of you, and that's the only thing I'd be making some thoughts on as well. This person appears to have more bandwidth than a busy person. Do you have a family too?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, you're in the trenches and you're trying to keep things going and have a relationship with your kids and wife and things like that. So that's the only thing that's going along in my small brain.
Thank you, Alderman Steckel. There's a motion on the table. Just give it a few more moments for a second.
I'll second.
All right, second by Alderman DeBaker. So the motion is all from Alderman Schmidt. Second by Alderman DeBaker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's 2 ayes,
I was voting for the bandwidth.
3 ayes, and an abstain. Motion carries. Let's swear in Keith Lodall for Ward 2. Brock, thank you for coming in.
I hope we don't lose your input, Brock. We need it.
No, all good.
Well, having been elected as Alderperson, second ward for the city of Naval, effective March 4th, 2024. Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin, and the ordinances of the city of Naval, and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability, so help me God.
So yes, so you're in between Stone and Mike there. All right, the record show at 6:26, Keith Lodall is present. So next item for Ward 4, we have received a letter of interest and an application from former alderperson Gene Frings. Gene, are you able to hear? We may not have a mic. Hang on a second. See if I can get it on speaker. Hey, now I can hear you. Do you mind if I put you on speaker here with the group? Okay, all right. All right, Gene Frings, do you wish to start with a comment?
Oh, yes, sure, and so, as you said, I was, alderman, I also served on the Fire and Eagles Commission, and am currently on the Planning Commission and the Sewer and Water Commission. And my purpose of this is to try to put the city back on track, and I would be willing to serve until the next election, and hopefully someone else will come forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you, Gene. Anybody have questions for Gene Frings?
I know him well, so I didn't
have
any questions.
I also went to serve on water wastewater with him, and I've known him for a long time.
Well, if there are not any questions, it would be appropriate for someone to make a motion to add Gene Frings as the Ward 4 alderperson.
We actually, Frank's is fourth ward alderperson.
Motion by Keith Lodall,
Second.
second by Schmidt. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I
Gene, thank you for your willingness to come serve and help the city.
Thank you.
We'll get you all sworn, here over the next couple of days, and I'll reach out to you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good thing.
So we are now at a full capacity of 6 alderpersons. Every ward is represented as it should be. I thank you all for your willingness to participate. And right now it would be appropriate to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So, can I just make one quick comment?
Absolutely.
You know, we chose between, for your ward, 2 excellent people. And I hope that I'm also helping protect you because you've got a lot of connections and you have a lot of opportunities to help the city, but you only have one chance to be a great dad. I mean, and that goes so fast. Mine's 29. It's the fastest 29 my whole life. So we just, you know, you'll help the city. You're interested in this place. But it's not that you're
No, it's all good.
not qualified by any means. It's just, you know, you only get one chance. Be a great dad.
Sure.
Thanks.
I would like to personally thank you for your interest in the city of Mayville and for coming down and showing us that interest. We appreciate the backing from you. And we also appreciate the interest that you've shown.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brock. So we have a motion to adjourn. Did somebody second?
I can second.
Second, Alderman Steckel. Any further conversation? All right, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
All right.
Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.